Okay, now this video is going to be showing you how to set up the bookmark in Nuke X8 template. So if you just go over to my site here, SEnukeX, X8 strategy templates, you'll be able to find a full range of X8 templates here and recyclable campaign files and supporting video tutorials as well. So as you can see, I'm trying to build this page so that it's all in one place. If you go to the bottom of the page, you can see here's the bookmark in Nuke X8. Now, this particular video is going to be covering how to actually create the recyclable campaign file, starting with the actual template, the strategy template. Now, the first thing you're going to need to do is to click on this link here, where it says X8 template, and simply extract this file to your computer. Now, this is the actual template, as you can see here in this picture. And the process I'm going to show you now on video is how to use this template with the wizard to initially set up all of these modules so that they're correctly interlinked with one another, and then how to add the extra 5 account profiles, so you have a total of 8, and then also altering the individual modules so that basically so the campaign file runs and works with 8 accounts in place. Okay, so basically you just want to extract this to your computer like so. Preferably somewhere where you're going to be able to find it quite easily. I prefer to just stick everything on my desktop. Okay, so that's now saved. Now, before I actually go over to SEnukeX, I just want to go over the actual template itself in a little bit more detail. So you can see here, this is the actual strategy template. Now, in terms of how I've set this up, money sites there in the middle, and I've got 8 of these social bookmark modules pointing directly to the money site. And then each of these social bookmark modules, they've all been powered up by the indexer, RSS and pinger module, and it's chained as well, as you can see here, because the line's red. Now, how this is going to work: when you've set up the campaign using this template and you launch it, each day, each of these modules, all 8 of these bookmark modules, they're all going to be running through one by one, taking links from your money site URL list and submitting it to each bookmarking site, one after the other. Now, every day, as soon as the day's worth of submissions have completed, what will then happen is your newly created bookmark URLs, they're automatically going to be sent to the indexer for indexing. They're also going to be automatically sent to these RSS sites, which is a very good and quick way of getting a Googlebot to your links. And they're also going to be pinged as well, which is also another very good and quick way of getting the Googlebot to your links. So basically, these 3 modules here, anything that's got to do with link crawling or indexing within SEnukeX, these are the 3 modules you want to be playing with. Additionally to these 3, bookmarks as well, they're very, very good for, again, getting the Googlebot to your links, but also in terms of showing that your links are popular. Getting links from social bookmark sites or any social related site actually carries quite a lot of weight. Obviously, the page rank of a site would increase the value of that particular link, but generally speaking, any social bookmark site or any social network site, anything that's social media related, if you can get links from these sites go into either your money site or even to your links from different tiers, then those will add serious value to your links. So, thinking about what I've just said, this particular template here, it can be used in more than one way. I mean, the 2 ways that I use it: firstly, I use this template directly at my money site. So, my money site URL list, I will have very targeted keywords spun and pointed at specific URLs on my page. So my health site, for example, has I think off the top of my head 9 different pages, 9 sets of keywords. So my money site URL list will have 9 URLs with 9 sets of spun keywords targeting this URL. And obviously, with one of these running, pointing links to my pointing links to my money site link is going to generate lots of tier 1 links and very, very valuable links, because obviously, like I said, these are social bookmarks. So because it comes from a social site, links will hold considerable value. Now, the other way of using this template is to use it to power up your tier 2 or tier 3, tier 4, tier 5 or any other tier of links that you have. Not just powering them up, but also to make your links seem more popular than they actually are. Simply because the more votes you get on these social bookmarking sites pointing to your links, that in itself will increase the web popularity of any links you build links to. Okay, so we're going to go over to the software now, SEnukeX, and get cracking with creating the campaign file for this via the wizard. So the first thing you want to do is just go over to the icon where the wizard is and click on that. Now the actual campaign name, I've got a specific keyword that I'm trying to rank for at the moment. The actual details of which are here. The actual target keyword phrase is this one here, private health insurance, and I have a page on my health insurance website with the exact keyword phrase in the URL. And that is my target URL for this keyword. And as you can see here, the competition here is, this isn't for newbies to go for. This is high competition, 4,790 SOC. I mean, that is ridiculously high. But obviously I've decided to challenge myself simply because the way I've monetized this page, the return, if I can get a #1 ranking for this sort of traffic volume, the return on this page will be phenomenal, to say the least. Now, if you've watched a keyword research video that I did using this software, which you'll find on my YouTube channel, hopefully you'll be familiar with this, and you'll know how I've achieved these keywords and picked them out based on the competition levels. But basically what I'm going to do is create a campaign for this keyword, private health insurance. Now, in the actual bookmarking modules, what I'll need keywords to put in the tags, and this is where they're going to come from. I'll also need keywords to put in my title, because whatever keywords I put in my title within the bookmarking module, those are the exact keywords that will point to my money site, and once those links get indexed, then my site's ranking will increase for the very same keywords that are within those links. So clearly, these are the keywords I want to rank for, so it makes complete sense to use these keywords and only these keywords within the titles of my bookmarking modules. There is one other little piece of information which you're going to need. If I just show you this other file, it looks like gibberish at the moment, but basically, this is my super spun article dissected. As you can see there, by little gaps in between each sort of chunk of text, this is a ready prepared, targeted set of descriptions, and within this description is somewhere in this description the actual keywords private health insurance. And basically, all I did, I took my super spun article and broke it up into little highly spun sentences, and then spun all the sentences together. And this fits in perfectly within the bookmarking Nuke, within the modules. So let me show you what I mean. Let's just get that out of the way. But basically, what I like to do the prep work first. And certainly, when you're using highly spun content, you can recycle it again and again and again. And when you start using automated software like SEnukeX, if you put the time and effort into preparing your spun content initially, I mean, it may take hours. I outsource this, and it takes my staff writer, it takes her about 4 hours to do just one spun article. 4 hours on one article. But that one article gets recycled everywhere. I've used it thousands and thousands of times. So, the investment into that 4 hours worth of work for that one super spun article, it's going to pay off many times over. Okay, so here I just want to put the keyword that I'm trying to rank for. Here I will always put it on max. Obviously, we would like to have 8 profiles here, but unfortunately, Arib decided not to do that, and he's decided to leave it free. So we're going to have to work with free. Now, here the URL. This is where obviously your money site URL is going to go. I'm just going to go to my website and grab those URLs. Now, what I like to do as well, obviously, there's my target URL for the keyword private health insurance. So I'm just going to whack that straight into SEnukeX. What I also like to do is drop links to my homepage at the same time. This has many benefits. Mainly, for me, it's about maintaining the authority of my homepage. Any link I build to my inner pages, I want to make sure I'm getting the same links from that same IP address going to my homepage as well. So for me, I'll always have at least 2 URLs, sometimes 3, but it'll always be the inner page which I'm targeting for that specific keyword, and then I'll always throw in my homepage there as well. For me, it's very important to always have more links pointing to your homepage than to any of your inner pages. You know, if it's not balanced like that, then personally I believe it's just not natural. You know, when people link on the internet, people link more to the actual homepage, you know, simply because of brand name association or the website name association. People associate more with the actual homepage more than they will with, you know, a long URL such as this. It's not that long, I suppose, but hopefully you understand the point I'm trying to make. So this is something I'd recommend doing. You know, if you can fill in all free spaces with free URLs, great. You know, do that. But bearing in mind also that the more URLs you have here, the more diluted the campaign's going to be, because you know, however many links this campaign's going to produce, the more URLs you have here, the more different directions that the total number of links from this campaign are going to be split. So again, it's entirely up to you how you manage this. There's more than one way of doing it. You could potentially do that. One keyword, one URL. Drop one link per post. And that obviously will, you know, seriously target this inner page and seriously boost the ranking of that. Alternatively, what you can do is have one campaign with the 2 URLs. Oops, I want to get rid of that. Have one campaign with 2 URLs, but then instead of relying on this one campaign to give you your ranking boost that you need, you're going to need to set up at least 2, 3 or 4 of these to compensate for the fact that you've got this extra URL. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Right, now we just want to put the keywords we want to rank for in here. So I'm just going to go over here and pick these off. Incidentally, for this little step, it doesn't really matter, you know, what keywords you put in here, because you know, we're going to be changing all of this. But for the sake of the process, I'm just going to show you what I'd normally do anyway. So obviously, just make sure you've got 3 different keywords here. I mean, what I will be doing, I will actually be using all of these keywords in the money site URL list. So, you know, although I'm putting it here in these 3 boxes, this is all going to change later anyway. Okay, click next. Okay, now the spun title. Now, the spun title, in all of my modules, this is how I'm going to do this particular one. But again, how you do yours is entirely up to you. But I'm only going to be building these links for these keywords directly to my money site. So I'm only interested in a spun version of all of these keywords. So to save a bit of time, I've already prepared it. Basically, what I've done, I've just taken all my keywords. I've then capitalized. Well, actually, I'll show you what I've done. I use Microsoft Word for this. Basically, I've taken all my keywords. And what I like to do as well is mix things up. So my anchor text, I'll have one batch which will all be capitalized. Then I'll have another batch which will be sentence cased as well. So, you know, either way, when these titles appear in the actual social bookmarking sites, you know, they'll look normal, but more importantly, they'll look different. If I just show you another tool I've got here. If I can show you here, this is basically another tool which I use for checking my links, and you know, you can see here, for example, you know, this is a sentence case version, and here is another anchor text with a lowercase version. So for me, I just personally believe it adds variety in your backlinking. It makes it look like there's different people sending you different types of links for different anchor texts. If every single one of your links was written in exactly the same way, for me personally, I believe that's just a sort of telltale sign that you're spamming and you're not building links naturally. So, you know, this is not necessary to do, but it's just something that I like to do. Okay, so this is going to be my spun title, so I'm just going to copy this over straight into the software. And by putting it in here, what it's going to do is going to populate the same title within all of the modules, you know, which is exactly what I want it to do. Now, the number of links per article. Now, this figure here, this all depends on how you're going to be using this campaign file. Like I said, this campaign that I'm setting up right now, I'm going to be using it directly on my money site. So, you know, I don't want 3 links per post, especially seeing as I've only got 2 URLs at the moment in my money site URL list. So, if I'm going to be sticking with those 2 URLs, then, you know, this should be maximum 2. Because if it's dropping 2 links on a social bookmark site, then one of these will be the home page, one of these will be the inner page. But to do 3, it makes no sense because 2 of the links are going to be duplicated. So, you know, in this case, for this particular example, I'm going to choose, actually, yeah, let's do 2. I'm going to drop 2 links at each site, so that way I'll get a link to the home page and a link to the inner page. The difference now would be right here if you were going to be using this template for indexing. If you're going to have, you know, like 100 or 200 URLs in your money site URL list, and then you're going to use this campaign to build links to those links, then this you should have at least 3, even 5. And what that will do, it will get we'll get more links on each of these social bookmarking sites under each account profile. But like I said, I'm gonna do this too. And then here you just auto-generate. This isn't necessary. This is for the press release section, so I'm just going to put a dot there. Now, the categories. Because this is a health site, I'm clearly going to put health in there first. And some of the other things which I do is just general categories basically. I mean, I know it is a health insurance site, but health is going to be this keyword here is going to pick up the majority of these. News is a pretty general category that's available on the majority of these bookmarking sites. Miscellaneous. Oh, spelled other wrong. Other. Well, let's just click auto select now. You'll see what happens. And obviously, this category list. This is for all of the sites within SEnukeX. So a lot of these categories here they don't apply because they'll be from article directories. They'll be from the social network sites as well as the bookmarking sites. So for me and my purposes, this is fine. What I'd probably suggest doing as well is having a click in some of these, and actually not that particular one. Let's have a look at one of these news ones. Usually the news ones are the ones that are like social bookmarking ones. Actually, probably better if we go do this in modules. Alright, let's just skip to the next bit. The bio, I'm just going to put a full stop in here. All of this stuff I'm just going to put full stops just to bypass it, because I prefer to do all of this modifying within the actual modules themselves. But these two, incidentally, we won't need for this section, because this is for the Web 2 and forum profiles. This is for the article directories and press releases. So, this isn't even necessary. So just put the full stops in there to bypass it. Okay, right, now, hopefully you should have a template saved on your desktop if you followed the instructions in this video at the beginning. I'm just going to open up the actual template now, when my computer decides to respond. Now, where have I put these? Oh yeah, it was in the desktop, wasn't it? Haha, right. Okay, now this is the same template, which hopefully you saw a little while ago. Yeah, so it's exactly the same template. Just need to click next here now once it's loaded up. Okay, now first thing we need to do is do the free profiles. Obviously we need 8, but we've still got to go through the motions of doing a free. And then as you can see here at the top, you've just got 8 tabs, and because I've got the content ready, I've got the spun titles, I've got the keywords, and I've got the description ready. For me, it's just going to be a case of copy paste within all 8 of these modules. So it's not going to take me long to set this up. And like I said before, that is the benefit of making sure you got all your content ready beforehand. If you've got everything organised within folders, then when it comes to setting up individual campaigns, it's very, very easy and quick. I'm just going to go ahead and start creating these Hotmail addresses, because this tends to take a while. Okay, didn't look like that one actually worked, so let's just change my IP and we'll try with a different profile. Yeah, hopefully if you've been following the other videos, then you know about this tool, the VPN from Hide My Ass. This is basically what I use to change my IP address. Anytime that Bing or Google decide to temporarily ban my IP, I just right click on here and change the IP address. So it doesn't cause me any problems at all. Let's wait for that to change. Okay, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pause the video. What I'm going to do, I'm going to whiz through all 3 of these profiles. I'm just going to go ahead and create them, just to save a bit of time, because watching me do this is pretty tedious, and I'm pretty sure you just create a Hotmail address and click test and click next. That's all you have to do. So let me just pause the video now. Okay, that's the 3rd one done. Like I said, I've gone through all 3 of these, as you can see here, and I've clicked test already. Just got to click test on the 3rd one now, just to verify that Hotmail account's okay. Yep. Okay, now we're going to go next. Now this already starts to get a little bit interesting. As you can see here, for this first module here, the settings we chose at the beginning, they're automatically populated here. So all of these modules are identical. They all have 2 links to bookmark at each site. They all have the same tags, which we need to change. Personally, I think it's very, very important to make sure that each of these modules are as different as possible. Certainly when you're using spun content, it certainly helps to make things more unique. Unfortunately, this tag section doesn't support spun content, so we have to manually alter these. Now, for plain and simple, all I like to do is look at my keywords and look at the tags. I can see here that the first 3 pretty much, sort of private health insurance UK. So for this first module, where's the software gone? For the first module, I'm just gonna get rid of these. I'm just going to drop in those individual words as tags. It's entirely up to you how you want to do it. There's nothing wrong with having 3 keywords there, comma separated. That's another way of doing it. I personally prefer to do it this way because I don't feel it's necessary to keep repeating the same keyword 3 times. These are supposed to be tags, not keywords. So picking out the individual words from all of your related keywords, that personally I believe is better. Plus, also what happens is when these bookmarks actually get submitted, the actual software, it's either the software or the bookmarking site, they'll add on their own tags as well. So, once you've run a couple of these campaigns and you start checking your links on these bookmarking sites, you'll see what I mean. You'll see some extra tags appearing there that you didn't put in there yourself. The title I'm going to leave exactly as it is, as you've seen already. There's quite a lot of variation in there, and more importantly, these are my exact keywords that I actually want those pages to rank for. So I don't want any variations in there personally. But the other thing you could do, if I show you another file of mine which I've created, I've got another file called spun titles. This is I do like my spun content. As you can see here, all of these keywords here that I've researched, that's a huge variation there. But if you have a look closely, they all have the same keywords in there: private health insurance. Every single one of these keywords, they all have the same 3 terms. Well, actually, there's some variations there: private medical cover as well. But basically, this is some extra research I did, and this spun title I do use on some other campaigns as well. The alternative here as well, you can see I've got some. Do you know what? Let's just take this entire file, stick it in here, and I'll show you exactly what it looks like. Just open this up. Okay, if I just rewrite this, you can see the titles there in terms of the variations, and every time I hit spin, you can see all the titles change, and all the titles, they have my target keywords in there: private health insurance, private health insurance. So this is another way of using the bookmark module. Create your own pre-spun titles, make sure that your keyword terms are inside all of those titles, and then these spun titles, like this one for example, just copy and paste it straight into your campaign and replace it here where the title is. If that's another way of ensuring that your bookmarks aren't declined, because if I recycle this one so many times, eventually what will happen is some of these bookmarking sites, they're going to start rejecting my bookmarks because they're simply going to say someone's already submitted this bookmark. So a way to avoid that happening is to do this, and to have lots of spun titles pre-written, with your target keywords in there, and that way that will create a huge amount of variation in terms of how many times you can recycle the same campaign. Now the bookmark, as I showed a little second ago, I've already got my file here with the spun bookmarks, and basically all I do, like I said before, this is sections of my actual article. So let me show you this as well within the software, show you what it looks like. So you can see there it's pretty well spun. It reads well as well, believe it or not. This has been professionally written. I've paid my staff writer to create this article. Then all I did, I took the article to pieces, and as you can see here, it's left me with all of these sentences, which are they're all about private health insurance. They're all related to health insurance, and every time again, I click this to spin, you can see that every single time the description is changing. So with all of my bookmarks, by doing it this way, I'm ensuring that my titles are unique, my tags are unique, and my descriptions are unique. So the entire submission is going to be very, very unique. And this particular spun content, the way it's been spun, I could probably run 100 of these campaigns using the same spun content here, and it would still produce unique submissions. So this I highly recommend doing. Invest in the time to actually create your own spun content, save it in a file, like I have spun bookmarks, and then all you have to do is copy and paste, like so. If we just preview a sample here, and if I just keep spinning, you can see that the article word count is below the 50 words, and as you can see, each variation is different, very different to the others. So highly recommend to do this. Getting all of these things different, and that is it. That's one module done. So aside from me talking, this hasn't actually taken very long to do. Once you've got the content set up, it's just copy paste, copy paste. Okay, so that's the first one done. Let's go next. Now, like I said, I'm just going to keep that to the same. All I'm going to do is change these tags over. Let's go back to my keyword research, and let's find some other tags. So I've got private, health, care, insurance. So I could even, make 4 separate words out of these and use that as my tags, which will be again slightly different to the previous one. So I'll do private, health, care, insurance. I could even drop another one on the end there as well if I like. UK. Title, like I said, I'm going to keep exactly the same. Then I'm going to go back to my bookmark. I've used that first description already, so I'm not going to use that one now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use the next one on the list. And I've got at least 8 bookmarks here, at least. Simply because I know in advance that I need at least 8, because I need one set of spun descriptions here, or spun bookmarks for each of these 8 modules. But obviously, if you take the time to do this, if you create a file and you start having 10, 20, 30 of these, as you work on each project more and more, it's going to give you more choice, more variety when you're setting up and creating your campaigns. So that's something, again, I definitely recommend doing and taking the time to do. Let's just preview that one. So again, you can see, they're all different. Yeah, it's all right, like that, and they read okay as well. Okay, next. Okay, next set of tags. Okay, next one I'll do private health insurance companies. Do you want to be easier instead of deleting it? Health insurance companies. And let's drop the UK on the end as well. Again, title, going to keep the same. Then I just want to go back to my file, get the next bookmark ready. And again, I'm just going to copy and paste that straight in there. Just preview that again, just make sure it looks alright. So again, completely different sentences, variations. So, hopefully you can start to see the reason why I'm doing this, because here I've got lots of variations in my bookmarks. In this module, lots of variations, and basically all 8 of them are going to be completely different to the other. With 8 account profiles, so there's going to be different people submitting these. I've got Hide My Ass running in the background. As you can see while I'm doing this video, you've seen the IP address changing every sort of 15 minutes or so. So, with all of these things combined, every one of my submissions is going to be completely automated with SEnukeX. But more importantly, the submissions are going to be completely unique to one another. So it will look very, very natural, especially if you spread the campaign out over a reasonable length of time. For tier 1 link building, certainly for these bookmarks, personally, I'd set this one over, over a period of 30 days. And I'd set up maybe 4, 5, or even 10 of these campaigns and run them all over 30 days. That way there's going to be 10 campaigns with 8 different people in each, so there's going to be 80 different people sending out all of these bookmarks to your money site over a space of 30 days. Well, I'll show you that in a moment when we get to it. So we finished number 3. Let's get to number 4 now. Same again. Let's see what other tags I've got available here. So we've got another one here, private health insurance quotes. So I'll use that tag this time. And I'll drop the UK in again. Just get the other bookmark. Next one on my list. Again, we'll do a quick preview just to make sure it's okay. Yeah, that's cool. And click next again. Okay, let's get my tags. So I've done quotes. Private medical health insurance. Okay, slightly different again. But hopefully you notice that my core keywords, private, health, insurance, they're always getting used in these tags, always. And then I'm just adding some extra, variations on the end there as well. Preview that again. You can see again, it's slightly, just under the 50 word count limit. And it's important to stay under this 50, simply because it says here, spinnable list characters, keep it under 50 words. There is a reason why they give you this warning, simply because if it's too short, less than 50 characters, your bookmark submission will fail. Because the bookmark site simply won't accept it. It will say that your bookmark description is too short. Flip side of that, if you go, putting too much content in here and you go over the 50 words, then the bookmarking sites, some of them will decline your submission simply because they'll say your description is too long. So it's actually very important to plan this and to make sure that it is at least 50 characters, which isn't difficult to do, but to make sure that they're always under 50. If one or two slip through, it's not a problem. But as I'm spinning this again and again, you can see that nearly all of them are under 50. Some are actually bang on 50, which is a bit of a coincidence. Okay. Next one. Okay, I'll do the comparison one next. Drop that tag in there. And drop the UK tag. I suppose I should, maybe I'll just drop off that one. Okay. Next bookmark. Okay, is that one there? Let's do another preview again. So again, when I'm previewing, all I'm looking for is making sure this is under 50, and then here I'm just making sure that there's no errors in terms of these extra brackets and the pipe bars. I'm just making sure that there's none of that in there, and that also there is a full stop on the end of this as well, which is very important because for me, if I'm going to be bookmarking, I always put a full stop on the end. So all these little bits of detail, I suppose, it's not really necessary, but I suppose for me, in my own peace of mind, I want this to look like a human being's actually submitted this. So paying attention to all these sort of details will certainly help you to achieve that. Okay, that one looks cool. Alright, next one. Private health insurance plans. I've not done that one yet. And that one I will put UK on the end. Where's my bookmarks? Okay, this one's quite a short one. Let's do another preview. I mean, hopefully you can see if you're actually reading some of these descriptions as a spinner. I mean, this one here it's got the keyword in the description, which is great because it makes that bookmark so much relevant. In terms of when it links to my site, because my keyword's in the description, my keyword's going to be in the title, and my keyword's going to be in a tag. So it makes the link on all of these links from these bookmark sites very, very relevant to the actual keyword I'm trying to rank for, and it's very important to do that. Your target keywords, you want to get them in as many places as possible, but obviously you want to balance it with not overdoing it, because obviously you can see here from the description, this reads normally, like a normal sentence. You don't want to have your keywords overdone here. Just have it appear once, that's it. Don't have it appear twice, 3 times. It has no benefit other than making your bookmark submission look like a spammer. So stick to it being in there once. I mean, even if you don't have it in there, it's not a problem. I mean, here for example, this description, my keyword's not in the description, but clearly in terms of what the actual information here is about, it's still related to health insurance, the topic at hand. Okay, that was done. We're just going to do one more now. Plans are done. Alright, let's do best private health insurance. Oops. Let's get our last bookmark. Okay, click next. Alright, that is it. That's the initial setup done. Now what we need to do, first thing here is check balance. Just click on that. Balance is running a little bit low there. I've been knocking out quite a lot of campaigns these last few days. All of these settings I'll leave the same as they are, including the date and time. Now, spread submission over how many days? Now, there's a lot of bookmarks here. There's a lot of links coming out of this one single campaign. Now, like I said, because this is going directly to my money site, personally, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to set this one for 30 days. The reason being is because this isn't going to be the only campaign I'm going to set up. Once I've exported this campaign, I'm actually going to recycle this probably 5, maybe even 10 times the exact same campaign. Because remember, I've got very, very highly spun content within all 8 of these modules. So personally, I believe I can do this. Recycle this 10 times, no problem. Okay, so I also go in here just to make sure that this button's selected 100%, just to make sure that all of the sites are selected. Click finish, and that is it. This is all done. Just click next now. Ready to export. Click finish. Okay, right, let's get rid of some of this stuff. Right, here's my campaign file. Let's just sort this in order now. Now, hopefully you can see pretty much straight away that the initial problem here is because we've used the wizard, we've only got 3 accounts here. These modules you don't actually have to worry about. The RSS will, actually just have a look, hopefully that's populating information. Yes, it has, excellent, that's very good. So there's no extra work to do in there. Alright. So basically what we need to do, we need to create these extra account profiles. So we've got 8 in total, and the way I like to set it up, I have 1 account specifically for each module. If we just quickly go in here, I'll show you what the wizard does. The wizard, it just automatically selects all account profiles, and then it randomly selects these account profiles to drop you links on each of these sites. Which is a pretty good way of randomizing the submissions, especially if all 8 of your modules have different content, different titles. Because then what will happen is each account will take different content from each of these modules and drop them on the sites. Me personally though, I prefer to just choose 1 account for each specific module. Okay, so let's start at the beginning here. Let's just go to profiles first. Let's make sure we've got 8 of these in place. So I just do a copy, paste a couple of times, and then just number these up from 4 onwards, simply because we've got 1, 2 and 3 already there. So we want to make these go up to 8. Okay, up to 8, that's done. Delete the extra one. Go back over to projects. Now if we highlight these 3, just copy and then paste a couple of times like before. And then again, because we've got 1, 2 and 3 already there, we want to start numbering these from number 4 onwards. And we're only wanting to be changing ones with the copy thing on the end. So this will be number 5. Number 6. Number 7. Oh, not that one. Then he changed it after I just said not to. It's number 8, and we'll delete that one. Okay, and we'll just sort these in order, and hopefully they should all run in sequence now. Excellent. Okay, now you can see we've got a gap, so we need to sort out these schedules, but we'll do that when we come to create these accounts. We'll do this in a moment. Now, I just want to go in and check to make sure that the corresponding accounts are there. So account profile 1's there, account profile 2's there, and number 3 should hopefully be there. Normally they, the first 3 should always be there. It's only from number 4 onwards, because I've copy and pasted. You can see this is shown as number 1, but it's only because I copied account creation project 1. So I'm just going to change this to number 4, so that it corresponds to the actual profile that it's for. Also, what I'm going to do, I'm going to generate the random profile. I'm going to create the email address, a new account, because obviously this is the same details that are in account creation project 1. So new details, create a Hotmail address. We'll let this one run. And then what we're going to do in a moment, we're going to select, because we've got RSS modules here and we've got bookmarking modules. Within here, we need to make sure we select all RSS sites and all social bookmarking sites. Because at the moment, because I'm creating a Hotmail account, the selected sites count here, it automatically forgets everything that's selected and resets everything to 0. So you've got to remember this every time you go to create the account. You've got to remember to reselect your sites that you actually want to create the accounts for, and then we'll go in and create a schedule. The scheduling is pretty easy actually. Let me just open these up, and if you've watched my previous videos, and hopefully you already you'll remember this from how I did it in my profile nuke video tutorial. But basically, the account creations, they do run in sequence in terms of a number in here. Someone done yet? Excellent. So the username, it's there in front of Hotmail, so I know that's been done successfully as a new account. Now what I want to do, I want to select all RSS sites. There's only one of those there, and I want to select all social bookmarking sites. And that is it. Within this particular campaign file, those are the only 2 modules that are going to be used. And then what we want to do, we want to schedule this. You can see the previous schedules there. They run after the previous account creation. So this is account creation project 1, 2, which means the next one's going to be account creation project 3. So if we go to schedule, start after this project. And again, another way to remember this, like I always do, is whatever account creation project this is, just schedule it 1 number less. So if this is number 4, it's it's going to be number 3, and then click save. And then the other way to check is obviously look at the schedule column, make sure that these numbers are still running in sequence, and also that the number of sites on the end there, that the site numbers are the same. Because what can happen, you might forget to select the RSS site, or even forget to select the bookmarking site. And if you make that mistake, if you check this on the end, you'll know that you've made that mistake. It will stand out like a sore thumb. Okay, so we're just going to do the others now. I want to make sure that this is account profile 5, so I'll change this first. Generate random profile, create your Hotmail address. Oh dear, another message on a forum, what a surprise. Okay, did that work? No. You see the username there, it doesn't match what's at the beginning there, so it's time to change my IP address, because Bing won't let me have any more accounts via Hotmail on this IP address. So let's do that changeover. Oh, it is connected. Alright, let's try it. You can see there now I'm actually in Netherlands apparently. Clearly I'm not though, but Bing do. They certainly think I'm in the Netherlands at the moment. Okay, yep, that one worked fine. You can see the username there and email address. So then we select RSS sites, select social bookmarking sites. That's 72, which corresponds to the number there, so we know we've done it right. And then we want to schedule it 1 number less than this, so we're going to schedule this one after account creation project 4. And click save. that one's done. We want to do number 6 now. Let's do the same again. Ooh, better change that to number 6 as well so it corresponds. And then we want to create a Hotmail again. So this, as you can see, what's taking the most time here really within the entire setup is creating these extra accounts. You know, even creating the actual schedules and so on and so forth. It's I suppose this process is a little bit time consuming, but remember, once this is all done once, I can recycle this again and again. Because basically what I'll do, once I've got all of these settings in place, then I will export this campaign file you know, to my computer, and I will permanently save that. And then every time that I actually want to recycle this campaign, all I've got to do is come in here, import campaign from file, and I will import another version of this. And basically, once I've imported it, all of these settings will be intact. All I'll need to do is what I'm doing now, which is recreate a new set of 8 accounts. But you know, as you've seen already, all the information is populated. The category is already selected. You know, I've got spun titles. I've got different tags in there. You know, and the way obviously the content's been spun, you know, like I said, I can quite comfortably reuse this at least 10 times, you know, 20, even 30 times. You know, but if you're worried about repeating it that many times, then quite simply, you know, put more variations in your titles here. You know, that one's done actually. Yeah, that's created correctly. So we want to select RSS, select bookmarking, schedule this one number less. So this is going to go after account creation project 5. Click save. These all still run in sequence. Oh, number 7. Let's try to create a Hotmail. Just yeah, notice a little saying here. You know how picky I can be about everything being right. Well, I don't like the fact that there's no space between the 8 and the last word. Right, that's better. Time to change my IP again. You can see the username. It didn't give me a Hotmail account. Let's just change that. Well, it's connected, so it should be okay to try now. As soon as you get a connected message, or even if you hover over that and it says connected, then it's fine. There's a bit of delay between this, you know, this VPN actually connecting and then confirming the connection and the location as well. But as soon as it says connected, it should be fine to go ahead and start doing what you need to do. Okay, that will work fine. As you can see, usernames at the beginning of the email address. So we select RSS sites, select bookmarking sites, schedule one number less. So this is account creation project 7. So we're going to schedule this after number 6. Like so. Click save. Close that one. And again, just do another double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's all fine. Last one now. Let's see if we can get this one created within the same IP address. Oh, I just realised I've not changed that account profile, but that's okay. You can change it after you create the email address. It's not a problem. As long as you remember to change this. Let's just double check that one was changed. Yeah, it was. That's fine. Okay, excellent. Last one done. Yeah, that was fine because the username's there in front of the email address. Now I need to change this to number 8. Then I want to select RSS sites and bookmarking sites, and then schedule it one number less. So this is number 8. We want to make it to run after account creation project 7, and then click save. Okay, so that little process there, that is all you need to do every time you want to import and recycle this campaign. You know, like I said, all the other settings are going to be intact by the time I finish with this. So if you bear that in mind every time you want to recycle this, you know, you just want to be recreating these accounts here. Index, so let's have a quick peek in here. I'm pretty sure there's nothing needs to be done in here. Yeah, no, that's all fine, so you can leave it as it is. The pinger, again, that should be fine. These are all set to basically run daily, as you can see here. It's got the this option automatically ticked to use URLs from the last 24 hours. So they're fine. Now the RSS ones, they've got all the right settings in there, as you can see, 2 links, the title tags are all in there. The only thing that you need to do here is, again, because the wizard was only aware of 3 account profiles, what it's done is just pick the first 3. So all I do is just click the select all button to ensure that all 8 profiles are selected. And that just needs to be done for all 8 of these RSS modules. Everything else is fine with this, the schedules are intact, so there's no more mods needed there. Oops. Okay, that's the last one done. The schedules as well, let's just check those. RSS, they're all going to be scheduled after each individual bookmarking module is completed for the day, which is what we want. The pingers are set up to schedule the same way. The indexes are set up to schedule the same way. So they're all fine, nothing else to do there. The last thing really we need to do then is with these bookmarks. You don't really have to do what I'm about to do. Certainly you need to change your schedule. As you can see, it's automatically defaulted to run after account creation project 3 is complete, which basically means as soon as that account's finished running, so the first 3 set of accounts will be done, then it's going to start running all 8 of these, which is going to be a problem if you leave it as it is. Because clearly there'll be no accounts created for number 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So what we will need to do is definitely change these schedules to run after account creation project 8, which is this one here. It's defaulted to 3 because we used the wizard. The wizard was only aware of 3 account profiles, so it automatically schedules after the last account creation project, which at the time was number 3. But because obviously we've manually added these extra account profiles, we need to now ensure that all of these modules for the social bookmarks, they are all changed to run after account creation project 8. So that much you will need to do. But there is one other little setting which I like to, well, a couple other settings which I like to do. Firstly, as you can see here, in terms of the actual profiles there, it's automatically selected the first 3. Now ideally what you should be doing is selecting like so, and using all 8. If you use this option, what it's going to do is it's going to randomly pick any of these account profiles, you know, any 8 of those on each of these sites, and by mixing and matching between all 8, what it's going to do is going to mix and match the content from all 8 of the modules with all 8 of the account profiles. So this is a very good way of randomizing things. Having said that though, I don't do it like that anymore. Reason being is, when you start getting account failures, submission failures, and you start getting these red X's instead of those lovely green ticks, it's very, very difficult to backtrack where the problem lies with these red X's. If you, however, select individual account profiles, so account profile 1 matches bookmarking module 1, then when those problems happen, you'll see straight away whether the problem is from this account profile or this account profile or this account profile. In which case, it's just a simple case of you know, double clicking back in here, having a quick scan down where your bookmarking sites are, and seeing how many of these haven't actually been created. You know, it could well be that you know, your internet connection was down temporarily when this account creation project ran. It could also be that the software crashed at the time of verifying the emails, in which case it's created the accounts, but it's not clicked on those links on those verification emails. So the simple solution for that is to reselect the failed sites, reset the schedule on this by right clicking like so, and then what that will do, it will make that project run again on a schedule, which in theory should sort out any problems you might have with any of these sites failing the submission. So that's another little tip for you. So that is the reason why let's go back to number 1 there. That is the reason why I always choose one single account profile for each module. So that's one change that we need to do in here. All of this information can stay as it is. In terms of a schedule, there is one other little thing which I like to do. Like I said, we need to run this after account creation project 8. All of these need to be changed. So that is a minimum you definitely need to do. But I like to do this. As you can see here, it's set to spread over 30 days, but I like to use this, enable this randomization feature. As you can see here, it's set between 50 and 200%. And what that means is that any one of these bookmarking modules will be finished in half of this time, which will be 15 days, just over 2 weeks. On the flip side of that, it could take as long as 200% of this time, which is 60 days, 2 months. So you can see that over a period of 15 days and 2 months, if you run one of these bookmarking nukes, it's going to build like 1,600 links, I believe I said at the beginning of the video, over a period of 15 days and 2 months. So if you have one of these campaigns running, great. If you have 10 of these campaigns running, all run with these randomization schedules set up to run 30 days, then you're going to get very, very randomized or even very natural looking link building happening to your money site, or even the URLs that you decide to index if you decide to use as indexing. So that's set for 8. Randomization is enabled. Click save. And that is it. Those are the extra mods that I do personally. But like I said, you don't have to do the you don't have to do all of these. If you want to use all profiles, all 8 profiles, fine, you can do that. It's not a problem. It's really not a problem. Oops, I need to schedule that. Edit. Make sure this goes after 8 and make it random. Save. That was done. Number 3. Individual account profile. Schedule this. Make it run after number 8 and make it random. This is number 4. Run it after number 8 and randomize. That's number 5. This is number 6. Oops. Maybe it's account creation project 8 and randomize. Okay, last one now. Randomly save. Okay, so that is it. There is nothing else that's now needed to be done with this campaign file. So now, like I said, once you've obviously got to that stage and you've got all the settings in place, this campaign is good to go. You can set this running. But before you set it to run, this is what I suggest you do. Right click on the actual campaign, bring up this little pop-up window, choose export to file. And then save it wherever you keep your your campaigns. If you're organised, hopefully you'll think of labelling each by keyword. Health insurance. Bookmarking campaign, that will do, and then save. Now that that's saved, so like I said, this one's good to go. Now if I want to run another one of these, all I've got to do now is import campaign from file. There's my campaign. Now, if I click there, this is now identical to the one before. same settings. So you can see all the spun contents in there. The accounts are correctly selected according to how I've shown just now. All the schedules are still in there. The only thing you need to do though is, you need to change these 8. You need to go back in here and do that monotonous step of generating a random profile, creating a Hotmail address, then select RSS, select bookmarking, go in here and then schedule the project. You need to do that step again for these 8. Once you've done those 8, this campaign's been good to go again. Then you import the campaign from file again. So you can see now that we've done the initial work with just the one campaign file, it's not going to take me long to set up 10 of these now, and have all of them running over a 30-day period with those randomization settings in place. So hopefully that explains how to set up a recyclable campaign file specific to a particular keyword. Now, before I actually end this video, I'm going to just give you a sneak peek at one of my other installs. If you've been following the thread, you'll know that I do use these virtual VMware players. This is one of them. Then I've got another install with, you can see how many campaigns I've got for my profile Nuke X8 here. There's a hell of these running there, which is killing my capture. I've also just recently got all these social network nukes set up, so you can see how many I've got. I've got loads of these, which just started to run, so I'm expecting a serious impact from these. But just to give you an idea of what's possible, as I've been showing in this video, here's the exact same example. This is what I'm using for indexing. I've got the same campaign file, set up in a very similar way. These, however, you can see what I've done. I've set these much quicker. I've set these to run for 7 days, and the reason I've done that is because, plain and simple, if you have a look at my money site URL list, in this case, I've got 800 URLs in my money site URL list, and this is just one of them. As you can see, open up again. As you can see here, I've actually got 10 of these. This is what I set up, a couple of weeks ago, I think, and unfortunately, these were set up when the problems with the bookmarking sites were happening. But as you can see here, if I open this big screen. These are all my tier 1 links. In fact, no, these are all my multi-tier links. So, for my backlink monitor software, I've just simply taken all my live links for my health insurance site. Then what I've done, I've taken a huge, if I just edit the anchor and show you what on earth's in here. There is so much variation in here. When I paste it in the software, it's just a blank. It looks like there's nothing there. But let me just copy all of that and show you exactly what it looks like within this software. That is what I'm using. As you can see, these are keywords that are all related to my site, health insurance. And there's loads of them. But when you spin it, that's what happens. So basically, all of my multi-tier links are having these links bookmarked with these keywords for the anchor text, pointing to all of my tier 1 links, tier 2 links, tier 3 links, tier 4 links. So you can see by doing this, what I'm actually doing, I'm automating the process of indexing. I'm automating the process of powering up my multi-tier links. And which links you decide to put in your money site URL list is entirely up to you. These are more recent campaigns I set up, and this one I didn't go as crazy. I only put 400 URLs instead of 800 in there. You can see here I've then taken my next 400 and done the same. So this again, you can use the batch add option here, which is what I did. Just paste in your multi-tier links in there. Once you've got your sort of a recyclable campaign file set up, you can recycle it again and again, as long as your content is very unique. Again, you can see here the title, it looks like it's empty, but as I showed before, it's not. It's because there's so many, there's maybe 300, 400 different keywords here spun together, hence why it appears as if it's blank. And obviously, the same sort of spun description, and the descriptions, they're all different within all 8 of these. Hence why I can comfortably, very comfortably, recycle the entire campaign file that many times. So hopefully that'll give you a bit of an inkling in terms of what's possible with this software, if you know how to use it and how to use all these modules and templates together. Just one final thing I wanted to do before I end the video is I'm actually very, very keen to see, because today, if you have a look at the change notes, there was actually a new update that came out. Was it today or where was it? Where they fixed the bookmarking sites. Oh, here we go. Oh, they've added some more. But basically, I wanted to test to see if they've actually done it or not. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to whack this on 40. Everything else should be alright. Captures in place. Get the balance. Yep. Okay, and I'm just going to run this because I want to see just how good the fixes are. Because obviously, if you're going to be using this bookmark in Nuke, what's very, very important is that you know, you have good success rates. So this is what's possible with software again. I mean, this is using the capture service deCAPTCHA, which is the only one I recommend to use of SEnukeX. And as you can see here, you know, I've got 40 threads running. You know, and they're running fine at the moment, anyway. But I've tested this quite a few times on 40 threads, and it's fine, even when it's downloading the emails as well. But from the looks of things, it doesn't look like they've really still a few problems, unfortunately. Which is a shame. Which is a shame. Let's see how the rest of these go. I mean, there's quite a few sites there, but yeah, well, I'm connected. That is a ridiculous amount of failures. It's unfortunate. I mean, when this happens, the only thing you can do is to reselect failed sites and to try again. It's quite possible that because of you know, the location I'm in. I mean, at the moment I'm channeling my traffic through Netherlands, so it is quite possible that you know, I'm getting pretty slow speeds at the moment simply because I'm going through the Netherlands, which is a shame really, because I really wanted all of these to be lots of green ticks, which is great when you see all of these as green. But unfortunately, as you can see here, it's not happening. I mean, although there are still quite a lot here which are, you know, passing with green ticks. So, you know, the fact that all of these are actually, you know, passing with success and those ones aren't, it kind of leads me to believe that since the last update, these sites have already made changes. Simply because of all the SE nukers that have access to this software are nuking the hell out of the software and bombarding all of these sites. So I should imagine that they've already made changes to their software. Oh, well, that's strange. See, RSS one's failed as well. That's not normal. You know, normally this one passes straight away. So could be a bit of both in terms of the issues there. Okay, all right. I'm going to leave it there. Let me know how you get on with the campaign, and certainly if you have any problems or questions, then you know where to find me, where I always am, in the forum thread.